good morning to you all. I hope you're well today. It's Monday. It's Monday the 24th of February. We're speeding through February like lightning. January takes forever to get through. Blink and you miss February. So today we are going to be making some little crystal bracelets. I've called them Vander. I think the name on the description looks like Yander, so I think that's a mistypo, but I have gone in and edited it, so it should come up as Vander when you go on the search, but you'll be able to find us on the website today, on the Totally Beads website, that is. And I will take you over and I'll show you the lovely crystals that we've got. We're using some lovely little spaces. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colours for you to choose from. Lovely little clasp. Really easy stringing method. So we're going to make like a double row bracelet because the connectors that I'm using are 4 holes essentially. So you've got two parallel going through the bead. They've got lovely little diamante kind of crystals on them. Very, very pretty. I can show you them down on the mat as well in just a second. Camera settings seem to be okay today, but a little bit higgledy-piggledy in terms of where they are. So I don't know why. It's just decided to be a bit unusual and challenging for me today. So I'll hopefully be able to find that and we'll have smooth sailing. So I'm going to say a quick good morning to you all while I wait for some of you to come in. We've got the lovely Lisa in. She says, good morning, Natalie. Linda was first. She says, good morning, Natalie, and beading friends from a very dull Watford. Weather-wise, yeah, it's overcast here today, but it did get a little bit warmer over the weekend. When I got to where I was going about 10 to 7 in the morning, it was a whole 8 Celsius, which felt almost tropical in comparison to what we've been having lately. Good morning to Rachel, who's in a sunny Barrow, so the sun is shining somewhere. Good morning to Jan, she's in a wet and rainy Sudbury. I love this, like in every single type of weather you could want. Someone let me know when you see a rainbow. And if you've got any snow, let me know as well. Good morning to Sue, who's in a dull Holmes Chapel. Holmes Chapel's a lovely place, though, regardless of the weather, isn't it? Good morning to Camille. She says, did I have a good weekend? I did. It went very busy very quickly. I had a show on Saturday, so I was down at the TV studio for that. It's just I don't know where February's going. It's going very, very, very quick. Good morning to Mina. She's saying hello to everybody. So I'm going to take you over to the website now. I'm going to show you these Vander earrings, bracelets. And I must say, they will make, I think, a very beautiful choker as well. So if you're going to make 2, I think, in your kit today. If you wanted to, you could make that into a choker. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. Of course, if you are doing it as a choker, you might want to add a slightly different clasp, but you might want to make an extension chain so it fits comfortably around the neck. Of course, you'd have to make it longer than what you're making a bracelet, and you'd have to add more of the beautiful bits and bobs in terms of your beads in there. Or you could do this on a stretch bracelet too. They'd look really nice as a stretchy. You wouldn't need any of the findings if you were doing a stretchy. You just need to tie and knot your elastic. I'd probably use a 0.6 elastic if I was going to make this into a stretchy bracelet. But today I'm just going to do them on tiger tail. And as I will show you, they're very easy to do, but they're very effective. So good morning to Anastasia. She says, peace and love, Natalie. 5 a.m. 41 degrees. It will be 62 later. And I hope all is well with you and your family. Everything's okay for me. Thank you so much. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, Anastasia? Are you okay? This early in the morning. How are you feeling today? Good morning to Joanne. She says, good morning, Natalie. Good morning, all. Dull morning in Coventry. It was beautiful Saturday. Visited family and lots of snuggles with grandchildren. That's lovely. I didn't really get to go out much, to be honest. We did visited mother-in-law on Sunday. I mean, my little one spent all weekend at the park, but he's back at school today. Yay! I don't know if he's as happy as I am, but yeah, back to a little bit of normality, I think. And good morning to Kath. I've got my earrings in, I've got my little clogs in today. So, right, let me take you over to the website. We are on totallybeads.co.uk, and here you'll be able to find all of our, here we go. There we go. I was thinking I'm not going to be able to show you the website then. It was Right, okay, so totallybeads.co.uk. If you head into the video tutorial section, there's lots of different ways to get into this. I know I'm like a broken record, say the same thing every week. But you can find our jewellery making tutorials and then scroll down to whatever make you want to do. So there was the Simone earrings that we did last week. What else did I do with you last week? What else did I do? I do 2 lives a week. What else did I do? Oh, we did the ocean theme necklaces. Where have they gone? Oh, can't even find them. We did Oceana. Was that Monday? Can't even see them now, but usually you can find all our tutorials here on the main page. And then of course, as we do more, they get slightly lower down. I don't know where they've gone. Today we're doing the Vander bracelet. So as you can see, we got 5 gorgeous colours for you. I've got a baby blue. I love the colour of these crystals. We've got a jet black, which looks very, very, I think it looks more formal, to be honest. It's gorgeous. And we've also got a lavender, and we've got a nude, which I'll possibly end up referring to as sand, but it is a gorgeous nude colour, and I can't say nude without putting nude. It's nude. So I'm probably gonna demo with that one today because I quite like it, and I don't really have much in my jewellery collection, which is that beautiful colour. And we've got the silver cloud as well. Now they all come on the same findings. I'm using like a rhodium findings because I've got all I need is have I got them? I'm missing I'm just looking what's on my desk. I'm missing my crimp beads. So in terms of your findings, you have clots, crimps, a gorgeous lovely clasp, which I'll show you, and we've got these lovely spacers as well. So all of your bracelets are going to match them lovely. And I'm just going to cut about 2 lengths of tiger tail at about 8 inches. And as I say, if you wanted to, you could swap this out for elastic. So you're going to make 2 bracelets in each of your kits, and it is £8.99. So I'll show you what they look like in each one. Here they are. You can see those gorgeous little antique silver square spacers is what they've been referred to. So you can see they've got a drill hole that runs from that top swirl to that top swirl, and this top swirl to this top swirl. They do have a front and a back, so you do have to be slightly mindful of how you're placing them on. It looks like a little butterfly on the back. And it's the same kind of, although the front and the back's different, it's the same either way, so you don't have to worry about which way round that you're positioning those on. But I will show you them down on the mat so you can see them closely. I'm using some crystal round beads and some crystal rondelle beads. So I've got a 4mm round, and I've got 4x6 crystal rondelle. I'm going to use the colours here. There you go, you can see them there. So the 4mm round crystals are the baby blue AB, which stands for Aurora Borealis, which gives you that lovely kind of twinkly finish. And we've also got the baby blue crystal rondelles in a 4x6. They are absolutely gorgeous colours. You can see for my toggle clasp today that I'm using an oval flower antique silver, and they're lovely. I think they kind of match the kind of swirly detail that we've got on these crystal kind of embellished antique silver metal square bars, and they are 10mm in size. So there's your sizes for everything. If you want to add anything extra in, if you think I want more of those crystals, then you can add that in. You're getting 10 pieces in each pack. This obviously makes up 2 bracelets, so I'm going to use 5 of those in my bracelet, but you can add in more if you want to, and you can completely change up the design to do whatever you like with them as well. So that one is the beautiful baby blue. We've got the jet black, which looks like this. And you can see I'm using jet black crystal rondelles, and I'm using like a hematite plate in the crystal round beads. They're very, very dark. They look very, very similar. I would have said they were black, but there is a slight difference to them. But when I show you them down on the mat, you'll see they match perfectly. So that one is for the monochrome lovers, if you like a little bit of sophistication. This one is your lavender, These are really, really twinkly. So there is more of a contrast, I would say, between these crystal rounds and the rondelles here. I'm going to go for the purple 4mm crystal rounds and the purple crystal rondelles, but the finish looks slightly different to them. I don't know whether these are a matte that I've got. They don't quite look like that, but obviously it depends on the light. And your rondelles are just really, really sparkly, very, very gorgeous. So depending on what colour you like, you can see that facet as well on those rondelles are going to really be that extra added little bit of sparkle into your mix. This one is the nude. I'm going to try and say that without putting too much emphasis on it. I think they're quite a sandy colour. They're really, really gorgeous. You've got like kind of almost like an opalescence on them because they're very, very twinkly. So I've got the nude crystal rounds and so I've got the sand crystal rondelles. That's why I'm thinking one's quite a sandy colour. Again, I'll show you them down on the mat and you can see how they look in, well, I'd say in person, but obviously it's my person and how they look to my eye. But light will make them look very twinkly and very, very pretty, and they're a very comfortable wear as well because they sit flat, having these flat antique silver metal spaces in there as well. So that one is your sandy nude. And then lastly, we've got the silver cloud. So these are the Vander bracelets. Each kit makes up 2 and they're gorgeous too. I mean, if you wanted to mix them, I think this with the black and the hematite would look gorgeous. I think the nude would look beautiful with the baby blue. I also think the nude would look lovely with this one. And I think this one would look lovely with the purple. So if you did want a multi-buy, you most definitely can. Colours I'm using on this are silver cloud, crystal round beads 4mm inside, and a hint of blue on the crystal rondelles 4x6. I'm in a funny mood today. I don't know why. I feel a bit giggly. So there are beautiful bracelets. Have a little look. Let me know which one you like the colour of. I don't have any pinks or reds. I was just picking out a few lovely ones, and I think I've done quite a nice colour combination on them, but everybody's taste's different. But again, you can mix those colours if you want to. So let me get rid of this one. That's the totallybeadswebsite.co.uk. If you want to check out our kits, head over and have a little look there. My camera's gone off. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Right, okay, just bear with me while I get this camera. I don't know what's going on, but we might just have to keep tapping on the screen if it's gonna be a bit silly. I had it all ready to go this morning, and I think the more prepared you are, the less it wants to work for me. Right, so if we click this one and bring this one up, I can head back into the comments. Come on. And I can show you the lovely bracelets. So, oh, there's a delay. This one is the gorgeous baby blue. So you can, ooh, I hope it's going in normal time for you. It's going a bit jittery for me. So this is the beautiful baby blue that I've got here. So you can see the difference in the colour, but they match lovely. I know, Camille, she said you were too happy. I am a bit giggly today. Joanne says, gorgeous colours. The black would make an amazing bride's wedding piece. Ooh, this one's the black. So you can see, I would say they were black and black, but it's jet black and hematite apparently. And look at those spaces, aren't they lovely? Anastasia says, Natalie, is there no gold spacer beads and findings to go with these kits? No, because I'm tying in with these ones and I don't think we had them in gold. I didn't see them. If we did, you could by all means have a little look on the website and see if you can find them in gold. And if we do have a kind of antiqued gold one, then by all means buy them and swap them out, and you just need to change your findings. But I was matching my findings to these here. I don't know whether we've got them. Kath says lovely colours. Thank you very much. Good morning, Yolanda. She says good morning, everyone. How's everyone on this wonderful Monday morning? It's about 12 minutes past 5 and she's on her way to work. Yolanda, thank you so much for popping in and joining us. I hope you have an amazing day at work. I hope it goes really quickly and you're really productive when you come home. You feel like, oh, I've smashed today. It's been brilliant. Good morning to DIY Dream Wedding. She says, hello, everyone. Christine's in. Hello, my love. She says, good morning. Sorry I'm late. Had to hang the washing out. Lovely sunny day in Darlington at the moment. Oh, you show off, Christine. I haven't had washing on my line for forever. Hello to Carol. How are you? Rachel's in. Oceana one's at the bottom of the screen, says Mina. Mina, honestly, you always know what you're doing. There's the back of those spaces. So you can see they do have a front and a back to them. You've got that gorgeous swirl. And look at the sparkle inside of there. You remind me of a little butterfly on the back. You can see just where that whatever threading material you're using is just going to run along through that one. Amina's also happy that her son is back to school. It's lovely spending time with them, isn't it? But my goodness, he wears me out. Joanne's in. Hello to you. I think I've said hello to everybody. Good morning to Susan. No, I haven't. She's just popped in. This one is the gorgeous silvery one. I mean, I just look at them. Ooh, absolutely beautiful. This one's it's because I'm saying the word nude, isn't it? I am that immature. This is the sand. Love them. Look at them. They're almost iridescent. I've not got my new setup set up, so I haven't got the light. But honestly, when the light hits them, they've got such a gorgeous sparkle. And then the purple. I mean, talk about twinkle. Look at them. So a really, really, really straightforward make. I'm going to open this out so you can see this is the pattern in which I'm making it. And there's, no stitching involved, just thread. So I'm going to start off by just tapping my camera slightly just to make sure it's playing ball. And I'm going to get my ruler out and I'm going to cut 2 lengths of my tiger tail. So I'm cutting that to about 8 inches. You can, of course, make it longer or smaller depending on what it is, the length that you want. We've got a clasp on this, so it opens up. So you're basically just measuring the size that you want for your actual wrist. If you're ever making a bangle and the bangle doesn't open, you're not measuring your wrist, you're measuring essentially your fist. Just a little extra for you today. So if I'm ever measuring a bangle, what I will do is I will take my hand and I will put my thumb over to the other side, and it is this here, that diameter, which will need to be what your kind of circumference of your bracelet becomes, because you've got to get it over your wrist to get it over your knuckles rather to get it onto your wrist. But we've got these beautiful clasps. So all I need to do today is measure how much I want in terms of my wrist size. So that is why I'm, what determines the length of your tiger tail. So I'm going to cut about 8 inches on this. This is the gorgeous clasp. I think it's so pretty. Look at that. It's got like a little flower in the middle. And again, you've got that lovely antiqued finish to it. So it's almost got like a patina on it, which means you can see all that lovely detail. And then that detail is also carried on to the bar on the toggle as well. So it's just very, very lovely. Good morning, Pauline. How are you doing? So because I know the design that I'm making with my bracelet, I'm just going to start with my clasp and my findings, and I'm just going to move along. So I don't have to start from the middle and work my way out on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my culotte. I'm going to need 2 culottes, and that's going to give me a nice professional finish. And I'm going to be able to double crimp inside of that culotte. So what that means is I'm just adding on 2 little crimp beads to each end, and that's going to make my bracelet nice and sturdy, nice and strong, and keep them all hidden and tucked away nicely in the culotte. So I'm just going to slide both ends of my tiger tail up through the hole in the culotte. You can stagger them if you need to, but I'm just popping them through that way, and my culotte's going to go this way round. And then I'm going to pick up one of my crimp beads and slide that on. Again, if it's easier, just stagger your tiger tail ends, and then you can find it sometimes a little bit easier to get them onto both, because we want that crimp bead to be on both ends of the tiger tail. And then going to take another, and I'm going to slide that on top of both as well. The fluff doesn't come in your kit, that's just on my mat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line them pieces of tiger tail back up again. And then going to come in with a pair of, you can use crimping pliers by all means, but I'm just going to use my chain nose, and I'm just going to come and flatten those two out. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of crushing the crimp bead so it goes from a nice rounded shape to a flat shape. It's going to hold that tiger tail in place. And the reason why I double crimp to make it extra sturdy is if one fails, then the other one should you know, keep it all good and proper. I'm then going to bring my culotte up and over. You can get a bit of focus. You can see my crimp beads are just nicely snug in there. You fit two of these crimp beads in lovely. And then I'm going to fold it over with my fingers just to make sure those two little loops at the end are nice and aligned. And then again with my chain nose pliers, a little bit of pressure over the top of that culotte just to close it down. And then these two will be perfectly lined up. Look at that. And I can get my jump ring through and my clasp at the end. Hi Jackie, how you doing, my love? So now I'm going to get my beads out. Oh, no, now I'm going to drop my thing on the floor. So I'm going to get my beads out. I'm going to use the nude and the sand. So I'm going to get my gorgeous crystal rondelles, and I'm going to pop some of those out on the mat. So I will just line them up there. And then I'm going to get my round beads, which are 4mm in size. And I'm going to get some of those out as well. So the most straightforward make you could possibly do. I'm going to start off by using both pieces of the tiger tail as one. And I'm going to start by adding one of my crystal rounds onto both of the pieces of tiger tail. And slide that right down so it sits nice and neat just next to that culotte. I'm then going to take my rondelle bead, and I'm going to put that over both as well and slide that up so it just sits nicely underneath it. And now at this point I'm going to open out my tiger tail ends, so I'm going to use them separately. I'm going to use a crystal round, 2 rondelles, and another crystal round. And I'm going to do that on both pieces of my tiger tail. So 4mm round, 2 rondelles, and then another round. And they're going to go all the way up, and I'm just going to push them down so I've got them sitting nice and evenly, like so. And now I'm going to take my first lovely spacer. So I'm using 5 of these in total. And I'm just going to repeat that pattern as I go. So I'm going to see the drill holes here. And just have a little look and check that they're not blocked by anything. And I'm going to slide on to one, and then slide the bottom one through that bottom drill hole. Ooh. Ooh. Don't know what happened there. Got curly tiger tail. Let me just pop my bead back on. So I'm just going to take both pieces of tiger tail and run them up through the bead and then push them down. And I am going to just have a little fiddle with it just to make sure that those beads are nice and flush towards that crystal at the bottom. And I can manipulate that as I go. I'll fix that because that one's staggered. So just want to open them out a little bit. There you go. So as I add my beads on, it will sit like that, and that's in the middle. Camille says, after so many years of watching the show, I still think of those shorts when you say culottes. I call them the calottes, not culottes, calottes. Some people call them clamshells, but I don't think it's a culotte. That's what it's called. But I always get unsure on how to spell it, whether it's one L and two T's or two L's and one T. But yeah, you don't really see culottes anymore, do you? I'm sure they'll come back into fashion. They were like shorts that look like a skirt. I had them in the late 80s and past me down's 90s. Okay, so I'm putting on a round onto each, 2 rondelles onto each, finishing with another round, and then adding on my other lovely spacer. And I'm just checking when I put it on that I'm putting them on the right way around, because we want all of these sparkles facing forward. And then I'm just repeating that pattern, really, really easy peasy. So I'm going for a round onto each, 2 rondelles onto each, and then another round. So you can do them one at a time. You can pick them up and do it at the same time, whichever works easy for you. And then I'm just going to make sure that my lovely sparkly beads are facing upwards when I put the next one on. So you can't really go wrong with this. It's foolproof, she says. I am going to keep knocking that back into place though. When I come to put my culotte on at the end, I am going to make sure that that's nicely lined up, because I don't want to see that little bit of tiger tail, which for some reason is peeping out. Let me get some more of my crystals and rondelles out again. Camille says, at my age, they all come round again. Well, yeah, it makes me laugh, because people refer to the 90s as retro, and I'm like, behave, it's only 20 years ago. And then I sit and figure it out and then realise, actually, we're in 2025 now. Time flies. It does go really quick. I think when you've got little ones as well, you notice it even more so. My baby is 7 in a couple of weeks. I'm like, how? So again, just repeating that pattern, putting on those lovely spacers. And then my pattern of beads, which is 1 round, 2 rondelles, and 1 round. Of course, you can change this pattern up if you want to. You can change your colours if you want to multi-buy the kits as well. As I say, I'll show you some of the combinations together at the end. I didn't want to do a mixed one today, because I think it's nice to make something that you can just buy one of the kits and it'll be exactly as I'm making here. But I will show you the colours at the end if you wanted to see what they'd look like if you mixed them up. I think if I was mixing them up, I'd probably do a different rondelle next to a different round, and I'd probably keep the same pattern. But as I say, this would look lovely as a choker, and I think it would look lovely on a stretchy bracelet too. So when I get to my last one, because I'm going to use 5 in this design, I'm going to add on as normal, same pattern. Ooh, I'm missing a hole on that one. Ooh, I've got one spare, so I'm all right. I mean, what's good about these beads though is I'm working along one at a time. So it's not going to be a case of, you know, I'm stitching that in and then I get to the end of my stitch and think, oh, I've got to unstitch everything, because, you know, I'm not going around one and working my way back. I'm adding it on at the same time. So and sometimes you might get a one in every so many thousand or whatever that's missing a drill hole. You'll notice as you go. So I'm adding my last one on, and then I'm just going to add on as normal, 1 round, 2 rondelles and 1 round onto each. Camille says, my baby's 47. They're always your baby though, aren't they? And then I'm adding on my round bead. So I've got that pattern the same. And then I'm just going to finish as I started. So I'm going to add one of my rondelles over both and my round bead over both as well. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to put my bead stopper on it for a second while I just get this nicely aligned. So I'm going to just make sure that my beads are all pushed down into position. I wonder if that's got a slightly different shape to it. It's not fully round, which is causing it to want to stagger. So I'm going to push that one up first and see if that helps. Typical, isn't it? I've not had that problem with anything. Come to the live. There you go. That's better. So I'm just pushing them all up. It doesn't want to go. So I've made all 5 of these bracelets and not had this issue. But I'm sure you won't. I'm sure it's just because I'm in a funny mood today. Ooh, I don't want to unstring it all. But I do want... I mean, what I could do is I could always put my clasp on and then take this off and then reattach that one. But I'm going to persevere with it. Just kind of want them to be opened a little bit and then slide that down. There you go. That's better. So when I get to the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently pull on the ends of my tiger tail just to get that locked in the center as well. And then I'm going to add on my culotte over both pieces of the tiger tail. And then I'm going to add my first crimp bead over both. And now before I push that culotte, that crimp bead flat, I'm just going to pull on my tiger tail ends again, just making sure that all of those beads are nicely lined up and that the tension's right. And then I'm just going to come in with my pliers and press down that crimp bead and add another one on to both ends of the tiger tail and do the same again. You can see I've just got that crimp bead nice and round and I'm just flattening it. And then I can come in with my cutters and trim off any of the excess tiger tail. I can then fold down the culotte. Just do it slowly just to make sure it's lined up. If it's not, you can give it a little adjustment. And then press that down to flatten. And then it's just a case of adding on my findings. So I'm going to each end, I'm going to add my jump ring and then my lovely clasp. Oh, thanks, Pauline. She says, looks a straightforward bracelet to make, so I'll order one or more. It is a straightforward bracelet to make. I've managed to complicate it more than it needed to be. Joanne says, my baby's coming up to 20. I'm starting to feel the empty nest syndrome with the added conflict of possible craft room. Do you know, every cloud, isn't it, Joanne? If the nest has been flown, well, you might as well utilise that space. And having a craft room is a gorgeous use of it. It's going to give you a little bit of you time, a little opportunity to keep all of your stuff in one place. And then when you just need to take yourself off and have a moment, you can just go and sit amongst all your pretties. That's what this room's meant to be, but it never really looks that pretty because I've got stuff absolutely everywhere. But I keep saying to myself, I'm going to have a day where I just sort out my gemstones and my cabochons. And if I'm ever looking for a little bit of inspiration, I often like to just rummage through the drawers and my cabinets and have a little look and just pick something out which I am a firm believer, more so this year than ever, that you shouldn't be saving your best for a special occasion. So what I am going to do, I'm going to make a purpose of each month. I am going to take something that maybe I don't have a particular design for. Maybe it's not a case, that I've got a custom order in who somebody specifically asked for something. If I've bought that beautiful whatever it is, I'm going to make with it, and I'm going to get back to it because it's what I like to do. It's my happy place, and I'm going to aim to do more wire wrapping and develop my technique this year. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. So all I'm doing now is I'm just taking that little jump ring, I'm opening it up by giving it a little twist towards me, just a little bit, doesn't have to be too much, sliding that through the loops on the culotte, and then I'm adding either my bar or my ogle on my toggle, and then closing it up. And then I am going to manipulate my crystals again because it's just not quite sitting as it should do. But you can see there, that is my lovely bracelet, and it will just hook on. What's important, and the reason why I kind of stagger them back down, is you want to make sure that when you're making something with a toggle clasp, that your toggle can sit flat aligned, and that's what I'll close that jump ring up a little bit better. They're not fully aligned. If they don't line up and they stagger like this one's doing, I don't know whether you can see, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it slightly past the point that those two ends meet and bring it back down, and that should line it up a lot better. But yeah, the good thing about using the culotte is you've got that ability to lay that bar of the toggle down flat, which means you can get it through nice and comfortably through your kind of loop part of your toggle. If you've got beads that are right up to the end of it, so if I was doing like a stitch and it was right up close and I've just stitched directly onto that rather than using the jump ring and the culotte, you'll find it's a little bit stiff and it doesn't quite move, and then you have a difficulty getting that on and off. So using the culotte and the jump ring makes everything so much easier, but then all you need to do is just slide it on like so. And I'll pop it on my wrist so you can see how they look. So this one is the nude and sand colour. This is the Vander crystal bracelet. We've got this gorgeous purpley one too. And having 5 will mean that that lovely spacer can sit nice in the middle. I like using an odd number. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but then you've got that one sitting in the middle. This one is your black and hematite. Sits nice and flat, having those on the back, comfortable on your wrist. We got the beautiful baby blue. I love this one, but I always go for this colour way. And then we have the very pretty sparkly silver as well. So in terms of colour combinations, I think these would look gorgeous together for a monochrome look. They also look quite nice layered as well. If you wanted to stack them, you absolutely could. These are really lovely components. When you've got a bead which has got 2 drill holes essentially running through it, then it gives you the opportunity to do quite a few different things with it. I think these would look lovely together if you wanted to mix maybe your rounds with the crystals up. And I love this. This is just holiday vibes for me. So there's lots of different combinations that you can do, and you can see how they look, and that would look nice with that one too. They're your Vander bracelets today. Anastasia says, Natalie, you could have used that space as a charm on your beautiful bracelet. What, these? Or the little space that I managed to get in my bracelet. Rachel says, very pretty. Jan says, gorgeous. Pauline says, looks great. DIY Junior Redden says, beautiful. And you're all being very kind. Thank you, Linda. That's really kind of you. So as you can see, a nice quick make today. Each of your beautiful bracelet kits makes 2 bracelets up. Again, I do think they'd make beautiful chokers. You could do them on a stretchy if you wanted to. But each makes 2 bracelets up, and your bracelet's about 8 inch. I've cut 8 inch of the tiger tail, but do bear in mind by the time I've added on my clasp, I've got that extra length as well. So I'll just measure that against so you can see. From end of clasp to end of top, oh, it's just over 8 inches. That. So again, you can make it smaller if you wanted to. If you wanted to make it just a teeny bit smaller, you could always take one of these out at the end and just add one on to bring that thread back through. So maybe leave off that crystal and just put on the round if you wanted to. So in centimetres, that should be about 20 centimetres. Yeah. So you can adjust these to size as you want to. They are the Vander bracelets. They are £8.99 for 2 bracelets in your kit. We've got the baby blue, the jet black, the lavender, the nude and the silver cloud, and they're all available on the totalybeads.co.uk website. Before I go, I'm going to show you what I'm doing with your Wednesday, because I absolutely love them. I'm bringing the sunshine and I'm not waiting any longer. So they probably look much better in, but little sneak peek. How gorgeous are those earrings? And I have them in a range of colours. I've got a beautiful sunny yellow. I've got very much a daisy looking one, which I've paired with the green. Oh, these enamel flowers are just gorgeous. I've got I'm trying to get them so you can see them how they hang. I've got a lovely blue. The colours just go on and on and on. I've got a purple. I've got a very pretty pink. Hopefully you can see they are pink. If I pop that against the white, you should be able to see the difference. Very pale pink. And I've got a zesty camille orange as well. Oh, I just love them. So that is what I'm going to be doing with you on Wednesday. Joanne says, ooh, they're sweet. Loving the flowers, love the earrings. So I will gonna take out my clog and I'll show you how these look. Aren't they so sweet? Bring in the happiness. That's what I'm doing on Wednesday, whether you like it or not. So come and join me if you can. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend, and I hope you have a lovely Monday and a lovely Tuesday, and I'll be here with you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Kat says summer earrings. Don't know whether you've noticed with all my beach and floral design jewellery, but ready for a holiday. I'm ready for warmer weather. DIY Dream Wedding says so cute. They're lovely. If you can come and be with me on Wednesday, please do. Until then, have a lovely week, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.